Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday at 3. I'm so excited today. We have some special guests with us that I can't wait to tell you about. Many of you know that for the last 3 to 4 months, we have undergone a search for a director of worship, and we have been blessed to be able to officially tell you about the team that God has provided us with. Now, this is a team that has already been a part of the life of our church. And so we're so thankful to really those that were a part of the interview team, that were a part of the search committee, that really prayerfully considered who God might be calling next to lead the worship and music ministry of our church. Many of you came to this church because of the excellence of music and worship. And so we're so excited to tell you about the team that we have in place. I'm going to introduce them to you. First, we have Claude Smith. Hi, Claude. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good to see you. I know you're in your office, so am I. It's good to have you a part of the team. You've been a part of this team for already a month at this point, and you've probably seen Claude in worship in both of our services with his notes and his clipboard, helping us do our best work. And Claude, we're just so excited to have you a part of this team. Claude, do you want to tell us how you came to First United Methodist Church of Winter Park? What really brought you here?
Sure. I was first introduced to the church by Michael Roberts, the former director of music. He asked me to come in and assist with the creation of one year's presentation of Broadway Bound, which incorporates a lot of the college students, the Grace Ladies Ensemble, and several other people to raise funds to send the Impact Singers Youth Choir on a mission trip every year. And so that's how I came to know the church, and just fell in love with the people here. And you've got great facilities, everything it just clicked, and it was wonderful. And one of the ladies in the ensemble came to me after I'd been doing this for several years and said, I hear you're moving back to Florida, and I'm hoping that you'll make our church your church home. And so I moved back, and sure enough, I did.
Thank you, Claude. That's evangelism at its best, right? So thank you to whoever that was that invited you, and we're so excited to have you a part of the team. Next, I want to introduce you Mary Jane Nunley. She and her husband, Randy, are a part of our church. Randy is a part of our finance committee, but Mary Jane, we're so glad that you're a part of our team. Can you tell us about how you and Randy became a part of our faith community?
Sure. I'm really thrilled to be a part of the church. And a couple of years ago, we were searching for a new church home, and we knew a few people at Winter Park. I had known Michael Roberts also. We used to be colleagues in the school system when we were both high school choral directors, and knew a few other folks. And so we were looking for a church with a strong music program and a strong traditional service. And so, we felt very comfortable with that and the beautiful sanctuary. And then as we got to know people, it just started to feel very much like home. So we've been here a couple of years. Of course, it's been a strange time, and had some interruptions in that with world events and all, but it's really nice that we've been able to be a part during the pandemic times and able to contribute in the music ministry during that time. So that it was really a great place to kind of feel connected during that.
And we're so thankful for the way that you, Mary Jane, have contributed to the life and ministry of this church. So thank you for being a part of our team. Last, we have Alex Glover. Alex, thank you for being a part of our faith community. Tell us how you ended up here.
So the common theme seems to be Michael Roberts. So I actually met Michael casually about 6 years ago, and we got to talking, realizing we both are choral musicians. He had a church, me in a school, and he said, well, you have to come work with my church choir one day. And I said, sure. And from there, I was blessed to be able to start on as an intern, working with the choir weekly, and also singing in the choir, which was also fun to sort of stretch that muscle. And that led to just working with the choir each week. And when he was ready for retirement, he said, you should get involved in this more officially. And so I'm excited to be a part of the team and to be moving forward with the music ministry.
And we're so excited that you are a part of it. And I'll let you tell a little bit about your role in just a minute. But both Alex and Mary Jane have been interims for the last few months and have really stepped in while Michael Roberts has been retired. So we're thankful for the Michael Roberts connection, and we're thankful for the way that both Alex and Mary Jane have stepped up. You've seen Mary Jane conduct several Sundays. And of course, Alex conducts most Sundays and is a part of our Impact Singers. But we're thankful for this team that God has been handpicking from long ago and placing together in this church. And so we wanted you to meet them and know them. And I'll let Alex tell you about what his new role will be now that everything is official.
So I'm officially in charge of the Chancel Choir and Impact Singers, the youth choir. And I'm just really excited to keep a lot of the same traditions, things like Festival Gloria and the Broadway Bound and Impact Singers tour that we're actually leaving for this week. But I'm also eager to expand all of these programs and see where God can take our music ministry to the next level, inviting more folks into the Chancel Choir and into Impact Singers, and seeing how we can really grow these programs in a purposeful way, in a meaningful way that can also contribute to worship. And working with this team of folks, as well as Chev, our contemporary worship leader, to combine our efforts throughout the year, that we might be able to connect these different departments within worship and see if we can't make a more connected, seamless worship team.
Yes, thank you so much, Alec. You hear the team collaboration piece. That is something we're big on. You heard him mention Chev, as well as Dustin, our production director. We are trying very hard to form a team. We believe that God is already several steps ahead of us in the handpicking of this team, but we're excited for each of the talents and the gifts that these folks bring. He mentioned Impact Singers. They leave on Saturday. They're gone for almost a full week. And then Alex, you want to tell us about the thing that will happen on Thursday night when they get back?
Sure. So Thursday, June 10th, the Impact Singers are going to give a home show at 6:30 p.m. in the sanctuary. And that's open for friends, family members, whomever, so that we can just share the work that we've done musically, but also the work that God has done in the kids as they've been on the tour. And we'll talk a little bit about what they experienced, the service projects they did, and just sort of put a little recap and a bow on the gift that is the tour.
Right, so you heard it here first. On Thursday, June the 10th, we'll be in the sanctuary at 6:30 p.m. to hear from our Impact Singers. So I hope you'll join us for that. Next, I want to tell you about Mary Jane. Mary Jane Nunley is a part of our team as well, and I would love for her to tell us about her new role and what she's most looking forward to.
Well, I am directing the Grace Women's Ensemble, which meets on Thursdays. Right now we're at noon, but we're going to probably shift back to our 11 o'clock time. And then I'm also working with the handbells. And so, we've been meeting together, I guess February is when we really got started. And it's been wonderful getting to know people. It's helped me to really feel plugged in, and they have been so excited to just get back together and be making music together. And so I'm really thrilled to see where we can go with both of these areas. I'm hoping we can grow a bit in numbers, especially with the Grace Ladies, and then to see what performance opportunities we have within worship and also in the community. I know they have a sort of a history of doing that, especially at Christmas time. They go out and perform in the community and are also part of the Broadway Bound and things like that. And so I just feel like we're striving to do our best to kind of stretch and do some challenging music, and to really coordinate and fit in with the worship each week when we have our times to sing. And then also with the bells, that we're striving to be our best at all times, but to include as many people as possible, and hopefully expand out to some different groups and possibly different ages again with the bells. And so I'm just really excited to have the opportunity to work with all these fine people and musicians, and appreciate their giving of their time and talents here.
Mary Jane, we're very thankful for you and for the gifts you bring. And if you didn't get a chance to watch the handbells at Pentecost, they played Every Time I Feel the Spirit, and I can assure you they brought the house down. So go back and watch that on our YouTube channel. Thank you, Mary Jane, for your gifts and for continuing to edify the body in that way with Grace Ladies as well as the handbells. And last but not least, Claude Smith, would you tell us about your new role and what you're most excited about?
Yes, I'm the director of worship, which means I get to kind of put my arms around all of the technicians, creatives, pastoral staff, and work with that team to make every worship experience just as seamless, focused, and meaningful as it can be. We're looking to really redefine worship for First United Methodist Church of Winter Park, building on the traditions and things that we have and expanding that to cover things beyond the 9 and 11 o'clock experiences that we have on Sundays. Worship doesn't just happen at those two moments in the week. Worship happens throughout every day, or it can happen throughout every day, and we want to make people aware of that in every possible way.
Thank you, Claude, and thanks for bringing that up, because you're right. Worship is not just at 9 and not just at 11. Worship happens in us and through us every day as God grants us grace and love, and as we give that out to the world, and as we glorify God through using our gifts. And each of you have so many gifts that you have brought. I'm thankful to be a part of a church that does music and worship with excellence. I am so excited to be a part of this team. I'm excited to have Claude and Mary Jane and Alex and Dustin and Chev as a part of that team. And we look forward to continuing to welcome you back. If you haven't had a chance yet to worship with us in person, come and be a part of the body. It is definitely better when you are here. Get a chance to meet these folks and encourage them in their ministry. And thank you, as always, for being a part of this church and this faith community. Thank you, Claude. Thank you, Mary Jane. Thank you, Alex. God is doing great things through this church, and we're excited that you all are part of it. Until we meet again next week, thank you all and have a great week. God bless you. Bye.